Good morning. This is day 4, July 2nd. It is now 10:10 a.m. I woke up about 9, or got out of bed about 9. So tore down my tent, my campsite, got everything packed. One thing that I am really kicking myself in the butt about is my map. Last night, I guess I just put the map on the ground with my stuff, and it was in a Ziploc bag to keep it dry. But we had some really strong winds last night, and I believe the winds blew my map away. So I'm going to head on up to the hut, see if they have any maps for sale. If not, I do have maps on my phone, but the difference between these maps and the maps on my phone is that these maps have all the campsites, or the tent sites, all the huts, and that all marked out. It has ridgelines marked, or the alpine zones marked out, and the map on my phone is just the trails. So let's head on up to the hut up here and see if we can make our way back to the car today. May be possible, may not be. It took me 2 days to get up this far away from the car. I don't know how long it'll take me to get back to the car. Here's this little pond up by the hut, keep getting them confused. Not Mount Adams, Mount. There's Mount Adams. But anyways, it's between the two mountains, right off the hut. You see the clouds moving in. That was cleared like 5 seconds ago, and the clouds just moved in. So we are, it's kind of boggy here, following the trail up Mount Adams. So thought I was going to get a good start this morning, but then I went to the hut and used the bathroom and got a map, and stood there for a while trying to read the map. Got my bearings straight. Behind us is the little pond. This is Mount Quincy Adams, and up there is Mount Adams. Check out the view from where we are at. When you're going up the mountain, the first day when I was getting to the first tent site, Osgood tent site, towards the end I was making really like this. You see this rock going from here to here to here, doing some really big steps, and I got really tired. So I found out if you do little baby steps like this, that you do not get as tired. So sort of like shuffling up a mountain, but with those big steps like that, if you do too many of them in a row, you wear yourself out, and you'll want to stop or even give up. Towards the end of day 2, when I was getting to Osgood, I was getting cramps here in my thighs, and that was all a result of taking those huge steps. So when you're on a flat surface and you're not going up, those big steps are fine. But when you're going up, take a small baby steps, and you will not get tired as quickly. Since the sun came out, it's gotten a lot warmer. So I took off my black long sleeve jacket and just kept this cutoff one. hopefully I won't have to change any more, because it takes a few minutes to take off this pack, you know, stow my jacket, and then put the pack back on. But yeah, Mother Nature's really fickle. She actually change her mind, and trying to contend with the elements at this altitude, since they change so rapidly, kind of tricky. Let me get this big step here. This is what I'm talking about, those giant steps. Oh. Those take a lot out of you, and it seems like we got another one or two coming up. Been at it for about an hour. You can see the hut just around that mountain. There's the little pond down there. The trail was marked with these little pylons of rock. They're easier to see than spray paint, and so basically you just follow these up and around. I'm going to keep on going. Amadeus is trying to get comfy. Looks like he got a couple scratches on his feet. I feel sorry for him. This is definitely not a place for dogs to be. But he's doing it. We're almost to the top. Just to give you an idea of the scale of things, I think on top of that mountain there's 3 little piles of rock like this. They're about the size of a human, about 5 or 6 feet tall. So that's what what a person standing on the mountain looks like. Super windy up here. I would say 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, but the view is awesome. We're at the top of Adams 5. We're going to cut across that way, get to a shelter. I know there's a lean-to just around the corner. Which sucks though is the car is that way. Amadeus's feet are bleeding. His nails are chipped off and bleeding at the nails. So I want to make it back to the car, you know, take a couple of days off. Let his feet heal up. I don't think we'll be hiking up any more of these mountains, because look at these summits. They're all rock. It's all rock. So and then it's not even smooth rock. It's like, look at this, really jagged. So these rocks are really jagged. And there was a guy that came through here just now. He was hiking barefoot, and that surprised me, because man, the way these rocks are, I wouldn't even dream of hiking barefoot. And even Amadeus, who's used to being barefoot, he's all bleeding. So, whew, I give him props, because that guy is tough. And he's a young guy too. He's only about like 19, 20 years old. So here we are, top of Adams 5, and we're going to be heading down that way. Just check out the views. This one's Mount Adams, and that one is Mount Madison. As you can see, look how much higher Mount Adams is from Mount, why do I keep forgetting the name? Madison. So this is about 400 feet higher than that one. Sit down and have a lunch now. We've been walking for a while. We're still way above tree line. The tree line is down there. This is where we are. We've just been coming down. Given the height of this mountain, look around. All these other mountains are lower than where we are. Some of the highest peaks here on the East Coast. Mount Washington is that way. There's a highway down there. It links up to the parked off. So the highway that we're parked off on the other side of these mountains, running north to south. Look at that. You just see for miles and miles. They say from up here, even from Canada, you can see into Vermont, even into New York. Some spectacular views. I just noticed the ski resort over there. The ski resort is further south than where we park. So we're up from the ski resort. So we walked all this. It took us about 2.5 days to get this far. I don't know how we're going to make it back. Maybe a shuttle, maybe a shuttle. Amadeus just made a Slim Jim. Right? And I ate a protein bar, beef jerky, pork jerky, and I'm going to have some nuts and mixed dried fruit, mixed nuts and dried fruit. Yeah, that's where we are. Marked. Okay, we got to a place called Gray Knob. Doesn't look like anybody's in there. This place out here is pretty vacant. I see there's another building down there. I don't know if that's the lean-to or the perch, whatever they call it. Looks like the perch is far further than this. So I'm going to go in there and see what's up with the sleeping accommodations. If I have to go to the perch, which is a lean-to shelter, up this way, but there wasn't really good markings up there, and we'll do some exploring without the pack. All right. Yeah, there's no one inside the knob. I read the rules and stuff, and they'll be back a little bit later on. But instead, I'm going to go to the perch. The perch is that way. Instead of turning right, when I came down here about 1/10 of a mile back, I should have turned left. But I was just curious to see what's going on here. Amadeus is wrapped up on me. He seemed to give up on the walking. He kept stopping on me, so I had to tie him to my pack. I was actually pulling him like on a leash, but got tired of holding the rope, so I just tied him to my pack. And now every time that he's because he would get too far behind and then go down paths that were more difficult for him than the ones that I was choosing. So to make it easier for him, I tied him to my pack and gave him about 7 or 8 feet, maybe even less, of follow distance, so that he has to go very close to the path that I choose. Right now he's trying to pass me. But anyways, we're going to the perch, lean-to, see if we can stay there for about 2 days, because it seems like we'll have a pretty strenuous hike to go back over the mountain range. Whoa! Back over the mountain range and make it to where our car is parked. So we'll hang out on this side of the range, let Amadeus get his energy back. That last cabin was in a nice foresty area, and then the perch was on the trail that we are on, or off the trail that we're on. And I thought it was going to be a nice little leisurely stroll through the woods like it was down there, but this is getting close to the alpine region. You can see it's big boulders, and basically we're just going alongside this mountain. I thought it was going to be a little more flatter, but there's a lot of this going on. There's a shelter down here, other campsites that way. I'm going to set up my hammock up here in between the trees. Amadeus has a nice cozy spot on some moss, so it'll be nice cushiony for him. And he has a friend. We'll go ahead and set up the hammock. There's a little waterfall down there, and we get some water. People keep rolling into the site. There's only so many sites here. I got the last site. This isn't even a site because I'm up in the trees. But there's this couple down here, and that other couple showed up, and there's no actual sites for them. So we're gonna set up camp wherever. These guys set up back there, and these other two people, I guess, are gonna set up in this area here. Sun is going down, and check that out.